In this episode, we're going to discuss the Tennessee lawmakers that got expelled. All right? 2 of them are African Americans, 1 of them is whites. And we're going to take this time to talk about it. But before we talk about it, I am pumped up because we are up to 310 subscribers. That's insane. We're doing so good that at the end of this episode, we're going to give out $500 to the new subscribers.
Whoa. No. Yo, you bugging the fuck out, teacher. No. Get the fuck. You listen. If you're going to watch this shit and subscribe if you like this shit. If you don't like it, shit.
We're trying to grow here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're trying to get to 1,000 and we need all the help we can.
Fuck out of here. We're not trying to buy views and we're not trying to buy subscribers. You either like it or not, and that's that.
All right, for the first one to do the comment, I'll send them $20. There you go.
Cash out, and I'll cash out a little $5.
Cash out, you know what I'm saying? Do that. Let's see who comments first.
Hey.
Oh, I want to say for my new subscriber, I got C Black, C Laws 24. Thank you for joining us and subscribing. Appreciate that.
All right, big shout out. Well,
El despertador, nigga. Big shout out.
Thank you for joining us, though. Thank you for joining us.
Big shout out. We're just trying to grow, okay? So forget the $500, but stick around till the end because this only gets better. Now, let's take a look at the clip and then we'll talk. This is a short 2-minute clips, so we can all understand what's at hand and what we're talking about. Let's take a look.
Morning growing outrage after Tennessee's Republican-controlled House voted to expel 2 Democrats. State Representatives Justin Jones and Justin Pearson were expelled on a party-line vote after they led a gun reform protest in the House chamber last week in response to the school shooting in Nashville that left 6 people, including 3 children, dead.
Just because you don't get your way, you can't come to the well, bring your friends, and throw a temper tantrum with an adolescent bullhorn.
There's something in the decorum of this body that says it's okay to call that a temper tantrum, to call people we disagree with on the issues, to say that all they want is attention. But I'll tell you what, I don't personally want attention. What I want is attention on the issue of gun violence. But instead, we're here with the resolution you put up talking about expelling me for advocating for ending gun violence in the state of Tennessee.
Overnight, President Biden calling the ousting shocking and undemocratic. Republicans had accused Jones and Pearson of disorderly behavior after leading protesters onto the House floor, bringing proceedings to a halt with both men using a bullhorn. Some Republicans compared the moment to January 6th.
What they did today was equivalent, at least equivalent, maybe worse, depending on how you look at it, of doing an insurrection in the Capitol.
Jones and Pearson argued they were exercising their First Amendment right after Republicans refused to discuss gun reform in the wake of the Covenant School shooting.
How can you bring dishonor to an already dishonorable house?
I'd much rather be talking with you about legislation to protect Shelby County and to protect our communities than talking about why we don't deserve to have our representation lost.
A vote to expel a 3rd Democrat representative, Gloria Johnson, failed by 1 vote. Johnson had stood by Jones and Pearson and chanted with the protesters. A reporter asked Johnson why she thought Republicans did not expel her.
It might have to do with the color of our skin.
You cannot ignore the racial dynamic of what happened today.
No
2
shit.
young black lawmakers get expelled and the 1 white woman does not. That's a statement in and of itself.
Republican leaders denied race played a factor in the decision and noted that the overwhelming majority of their party was still in favor of expelling Johnson. Special elections will fill the 2 vacant seats. Jones and Pearson are free to run again for those offices.
Now,
Damn, it's a lot to unpack here. It's a lot. And it's fucked up. We living in a society like that.
I mean,
Straight up.
the way that I see it, we're talking about here racism. We're talking about gun control. And what else we're talking about? Party politics. I think those 3 things were brought up here. It's my opinion. Right.
Okay, so the first thing that we have to consider,
Oh, wait.
what kind of idiot is going to try to say that an act of violence which took place, there were people that died, there were people that were killed, there were violence, there was destruction in the Capitol. How can they compare that to a peaceful protest where nobody was hurt, there was no property damage? How can they compare that? It takes an animal to compare those two things.
Yeah, I think they're overreaching. They reaching right there. They stupid. They comparing those two makes no sense. You're right. I agree with you, Jay. Jay Smith. What about you, Professor? What you think?
In my opinion, to that point, that's the politics side of it. Like getting those gentlemen out. If you heard what they said, they broke the decorum or the standards or the norm. You know what I mean? Like everybody in that office there knows you cannot do that. You cannot speak without being called on, without being your position to talk. Just because you have an issue or you want to bring something out, it's not the way to do it. They just went to they call it the well, to the middle, with horns and just started talking. That's breaking the standards. And if you think about it, you cannot just go places and break the standards. You can't go to court and do what you want because you feel like it. You can't be inside of a classroom and do what you want. All the systems in life have a standard or a way to behave. Those people that work there, they read the book. They know what they're supposed to do, and they saw the repercussion. Now, the only reason, in my opinion, that they got kicked out was because the other party rules that that I think it was the Senate. The other party's in charge. Like the Republicans in charge, the Democrats acted out, so they kicked out the Democrats. So that was a political decision right there. You know what I mean? So that's what they got kicked out, because the Republicans made a vote. They are the majority. They are in charge. So they said they got to go according to the book, according to the law.
No, but listen, but according to the book, you're right. All three of them went inside the well. All three. So how come only the two black men got expelled?
Now
that show they true colors. And then that's fucked up.
That's the other
part. Gloria should have been expelled. All three of them. All three should have been gone.
And then that's racism in politics. Okay, then that's the other factor, racism. Even she said it. She said it must have been because of the color of my skin. Because what do we know about Tennessee? Like, we're from New York. I think you say Tennessee, the first thing that pops into my head was a bunch of racist white people hanging.
KKK right away.
That's all that comes to mind. When you say Tennessee, what comes to mind? The KKK, they're killing and lynching people over there. Don't go there.
Damn, but in 2023, that shit is happening. Go ahead, Jay Smith. What you think?
Smith. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how is it that these people commit what's clearly a blatant act of racism, and yet they still try to imply that it isn't. That, it's not based on color or it's not based on their political party. Yo, you got rid of two black men who did exactly the same thing as a white woman, and there was no action taken against her. So clearly, there's a racist issue going on. That's a clear thing.
And
that's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. Like, what about the representative, Andrew Farmer, that he said, you catching a tantrum, like talking to a man like that. You see, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, that's no way to talk to another colleague. You know, put him aside. Don't put him in the spot like that. Trying to belittle him. I like Justin Pearson. He reminds me of Malcolm X.
Well, guys, I want to point something out. These two black men are clearly very intelligent people. If they walked up on that floor with those bullhorns and did what they did, I promise you those guys did their research and made sure that they were not breaking any rule, and there isn't anything written down anywhere that says that if you do that, you get expelled. So the decision to expel them is unprecedented. I guarantee you that hasn't been done. So they made a special new process or a decision based on the fact that those were two black men. Because I guarantee you that you will not find a case where this has happened before. There's nothing written that says this is what should be done. They made that decision.
Right there in the spot. They did it right there in the spot. You're right.
Let's expel them. What the fuck is that?
I'll say this much. It has happened for one time. They mentioned that it did happen in the past. You know what I mean? This is like the second time ever. I'm sure it must be written somewhere, and they did it by the rule. It wasn't just like the next day they kicked them out or that same day. They actually had lawyers come in and they did a hearing. They did the process. You know, and it's hard for us to speak because we don't know the law of Tennessee. We haven't read the books.
But listen, they voted them out.
By
Yeah,
the
they
rule.
voted them out.
If you think about it, of course that is the rule. But if you think about it, voting somebody out means that there isn't a rule that says that they broke a law. It simply means we don't want your black ass here, so we found an excuse to vote you out.
Yeah, you in the chamber of the KKK. You can't overrule us, God damn it.
I'll say this much. I don't believe it. It could be like that because it's like you go to work one day and they say they vote you out. You walk into work and like, what's going on? What's happening?
What you mean is the rule? I read the book. Yeah, that's what happened.
What did I do? What the fuck?
Yeah, like what you mean? This is a new law.
Hey, Mike, stop right there, Mike. Turn around, go home.
Remember what what I'm saying? What they said though, what the reporter said, that both of them are allowed to run again for those vacant seats. So they're going to run again and they're going to win, and that's going to be a big fuck you to all them Klan racists in Tennessee.
Son of a bitch. And you know what's the fucked up shit? I'm gonna drop a bomb. Even though it's Good Friday, they said, still, you get the fuck out of here. Expelled. It's Good Friday, and they still kicked them out. Damn. That's fucked up. They should have waited a little bit longer.
I mean, we had that guy from January 6th. They gave him 4 years in jail. He didn't do it all 4 years, but they gave him 4 years just for standing in the well. You know what I mean? Where there are a bunch of rules just to step into the well. So that's when I think the guy compared it to January 6th because of that. We got these guys. There are rules just to step into the wall and speak. You have to be allowed to speak. And I'm surprised. Those black guys, they're smart. Those two gentlemen, we heard them speak. They're pretty smart guys. But
listen. Making the comparison between what they did and January 6th, that's just ludicrous. I can't even believe that somebody would try to say that. We're talking about an act of violence where death happened, where destruction of property happened. And you're comparing that to people walking on a well and just expressing something? Because we're only looking at what they did, but we're not even looking at why they did it. Look, there's people getting killed all over the country. And Republicans are just so in love with their guns that they don't care that people are getting killed. Forget people getting killed. We don't want to talk about people getting killed. My gun is more important than everybody dying. Man, fuck that shit. I would have walked up in that well too. They should have slapped with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth why they did it. Because I'm gonna get in their mindset. It's because you fucked up with Donald Trump. So this is our payback. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna kick these two.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Audio Jungle.
Yo,
I'm just saying this is the payback.
Those are two long arguments about guns and about what really happened in January 6th, because I completely disagree with Jay Smith about what happened in January 6th. January 6th for me was a peaceful event that the Democrats talked about. People got murdered. Nobody got murdered on January 6th, but they did murder a Republican in January 6th. I forgot the young lady's name. But you know what?
They murdered her.
The teacher's gangster.
You talking about some thug that was trying to break into a building and a police officer that he was supposed to do? A bunch of thugs. Because unfortunately, Republicans only use the word thug for black people.
Yeah, what's going on?
Those were a bunch of thugs.
You know what? At the end of the day, what really matters is what you think. Those of you who just heard what Jay Smith says, what I said, and what Nate No Filter says, please write down your comments. There is no $500 because we ain't got that kind of money.
20 to the first. I got your back. Justin Pearson, baby, the new Malcolm X. That's all I got to say. Watch that kid. He's going to blow up.
That's my boy.
That's my boy right there.
Peace. Write your comments down. Subscribe.
All right.